Hey friends, it's about 5:30 a.m. in Tokyo and it's 68 degrees. Hey friends, it's about 5:30 a.m. in Tokyo and it's 68 degrees. 19.4 Celsius. We're gonna go for a run, which should be fun. So let me pock you. Let me pop. I'm not putting you in my pocket. I'm gonna put you on my head, and we'll get to work. All right, 1 second. We got 5 miles today, maybe. We'll see how this all works out. Just got back from vacation in Hakone. I've seen Mount Fuji far too many times. It's a very aesthetic trip, honestly. So it'd be good to enjoy. Wow, that stream quality is really low. I'm gonna keep that on just to be able to check it. Let's start our run. My hip's a little sore, so we'll see how this all works out. Nice and easy. I wonder why that's so flippin' bad. There we go. Yeah, there's a couple moments this morning where my hip was like, "What are you doing, bud?" I was like, "I think I'm going for a run." Rough night with hockey. And today's drive home, oh my gosh. It was supposed to be an hour and 40 minutes. It took 3 hours. Gotta slow down my pace. Nice and mellow. Let's find good form, right? So, Japan has these things called ETC cards. I don't know what it is. Electronic transfer card, probably. Something like that. But basically, all the tollways have some gates where you can pay cash and gates where you can pay with this card. It scans your card. Little gate flips open, you can go. Now, in Tokyo, the vast majority of highway entrances and exits will have cash and ETC. But what I found out yesterday, if you get out into rural parts of Japan, sometimes it's ETC only, and we don't have one because they're kind of hard to get. Whew, sore. So anyway, it was supposed to be like an hour 40. We are out in the middle of nowhere, like near Mount Fuji, and GPS takes us to the highway the most efficient way possible, which is through an ETC only. I pull up, I got no card, there's no attendant, there's just a help button, and I let them know, like, ETC arimasen, like I don't have one. They open a gate but close the entrance gate, which basically means I have to leave and go 45 minutes out of my way to eventually get to another gate. Brutal. And there's crazy holiday traffic because it's a holiday week in Japan. The whole thing, it was just a mess. But we got it done. But the first like hour of the trip ended up being like really sketchy mountain back roads in pitch black dark, cars whipping around corners, white knuckle in it. That was quite exciting. So that was fun. And then we got it done. Made the best of it. Played games with our kids, keep them preoccupied. But I was definitely a little strung out, a little stressed. It worked out well. Let's go. So I'm a little tired, a little sore. Posture's not perfect. It never really is on the long run days. Started a little late. I got all these little excuses to stop, deadlift, 2 more. Squeeze the cord, tuck the tailbone, shoulders rolled back, strong. There we go. Let's do it with good form. Come on now. Get in a rhythm. You know, on paper, today is supposed to be a long run, but I'm gonna have to cut it back a little early to meet my family commitments. You know, I got home 2 hours later than planned. I got woken up multiple times to help with baby Akio. Changed a 1 a.m. poopy diaper. Fell asleep feeding on the little guy. So, success today just looks like Tadaima, which means like I'm home, I'm here, I'm present. You say Tadaima when you like enter your house, like honey, I'm home, kind of thing. I just want to be present and at home with this run. Keep plunking along little by little and see where things can go. Let's go. Nice and easy. Easy squeezy. In the first mile of any long run, for me anyway, it's always tricky. I'm always trying to find my rhythm, my posture, my core, back, get everything right. Pacing, breathing. So, always a little tricky, but we'll get there. It just takes time. Oh jeez. Doing good. I'm just reloading YouTube because its chat feature on IRL streams is garbage. I don't want to leave my people hanging if they're saying hello. So right now, I'm just talking through expectations with my body. I'm like, all right, bud. We're gonna be at this for a little while. We just started. It's not even 6 o'clock yet. You got time. You said 5 miles. Are you actually gonna do what it takes to get 5 miles? I don't know. We'll find out. But hey friends, if you're new here, welcome to Tokyo and welcome to the frenzy of my life as I learn how to raise 4 kids in Japan. We're currently working on transitioning to be able to stay in country. So all the support on the channel is appreciated. We are monetized, so every ad you watch does give us a tiny kickback, as well as folks who join the channel. That's super cool. Oh man. Come on. Who put that grass there? Welcome to the Tamagawa River. This separates Tokyo from Kanagawa, which are 2 different states. Kanagawa houses Kawasaki, where the motorcycles are from. Yokohama, which is a really cool city. A whole bunch of other stuff, as well as Costco. Costco being the coolest thing. Rough ride, man. Hard day to run. We did like it's not a water park in Japan, but there's this place called Yosemite. I think that's how you say it. It's about 2 hours south of Tokyo, and it's basically like an onsen park. Now for those of you who don't know what an onsen is, they're amazing. They're Japanese bathhouses, and normally they have like water that's enriched with minerals that they pump up from the ground, and it's hot based on volcanic activity. It's just so cool. It feels amazing. Most onsen, you're also naked, which is an adjustment for people coming from a Western context. But at Yosemite, it's like an onsen amusement park. So it's a huge complex with tons of fun, different style onsen. And you can wear bathing suits, swimsuits. All the restaurants are like swimsuit accessible, which is neat. But they have like an onsen that's filled with wine, an onsen filled with sake. The coffee one was really cool. It's like you're steeping in a coffee cup. They had a green matcha one. It's lovely, lovely, lovely. keep going. We're struggling. Yeah, it's about 6 a.m. now. We're about a mile in. Definitely want to walk and go back home. So it's a great day to push a little bit, see what we're made of. I like to do my long runs on Monday. Do the hardest thing first. So that's what we're up to. Try not to rush it, but hold a nice, strong pace. And also make sure my posture isn't collapsed. We want to hold our abs tight, our back taut, shoulders rolled back, slight forward lean, land with our feet under our body, gradual tilt. Let physics do the work. Sometimes running is like a controlled fall forward. And you just keep catching yourself from foot to foot. But in order to run in that style, you have to build core and back strength. Otherwise, we naturally run on our heels, tilted back, working against our body, as opposed to floating through the run. No, we definitely don't want to be here today. It's just not fun. It's not a good time. It's a hard time. But we're refining our mind, our body, our character. We're letting logic lead us on the journey as opposed to feelings. At least for a moment, we're rejecting comfort and choosing to do something contrary to what we enjoy. But we're holding on to the results. We're holding on again to logic, cause and effect, consequences and rewards. We're not allowing a desire for comfort to disillusion us, to pretend, stick our fingers in our ears and say la 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 la. Like, no. Our choices, our choices and our actions can determine the outcomes of our life. Which is hard because we all have different circumstances stacked up against us. In the bodybuilding world, usually like different genetics. True, but within all that, with the right work ethic and a shifted mindset, we can progress well. We can find new health and new vitality that's just right for us. Even if we have different external circumstances, different biologic dispositions, I think everybody, over time, with some limitations, can learn how to run and train to run safely, or at a minimum, learn how to lift and lift safely. You can regress back pain and injuries, but it does take time, persistence, and continuing to keep it as a value in your life. One of those non-compromising aspects of life. You get to bed, you wake up, you check your box, and then you do all the other crap. We're pushing towards 2 miles. I'm trying very hard not to get impatient, but it is a pretty brutal run today. Now, summer's coming, so it's gonna get rough out there. It's gonna get hot. Luckily, this whole trail has water fountains, so we're not there yet. We're still enjoying spring, but it will come. Death comes for us all, right? Oh, come on, come on. So we're about 1.5 miles in. We're targeting 5 miles. We definitely just wanted to jog half a mile and walk. Right now, definitely still want to walk. And who knows, walking might happen. But for me, my target is that blue bridge. That blue bridge marks halfway, or 2.5 miles, which is about 3.5 kilometers. So, just trying to make myself get out there and then trust the return path. Trust that if I put in the work right now, if I challenge myself, if I venture out, my body will still carry me the miles back. Now we do on this channel anyway. I'm a fan of line running versus loop running. Loop running is if you're training for a half marathon. One day you do a loop, a circle, which is 1 mile. And it's like, oh no, it's a 2 mile day. Do a bigger loop. Oh no, it's a 3 mile day. You do a bigger loop. And the issue I have with loop running is if you imagine your loop is a rectangle, okay? Because most streets are kind of laid out in a grid, although it varies based with natural terrain and all that. But if you imagine a rectangle, you want to add distance, which is, you know, the perimeter is just going to be 2W times 2H, right? Or 2W plus 2H. That's how you add up all your sides. So in order to increase your loop, you got to increase either your W, your H, or both of them. And the problem with that is every time you run a new course, you don't have any anchors for where those markers shift. It's hard to gauge what is exactly a quarter of the way done and halfway done, unless you memorize the exact mile markers, which you could do and calculate it. From an optics perspective, from what you see, the different milestones keep shifting as you change your workout every week. So the problem with that, it's hard to find rhythm and consistency. Each week as you increase your distance, it's difficult to determine, like, how did you feel exactly at halfway. And well, now we're kind of around that distance, but we got to increase the width a little bit and the height a little bit to get a little bit more, and then run a different return path. So it's always shifting. It also becomes really easy to cheat. Like, you could be like, I don't want to really increase the width as much as I should. So what I prefer is line running, or basically you run a path in a snake until you hit halfway, and then you run the snake back. And what's nice about that is every week all you have to do is run to the halfway point that you did the week prior, run half a mile farther. By the way, we're at 2 miles in, friends. 2.5 is right under that bridge. Run half a mile farther and then turn back, run that half a mile back, and run your return path. And what's great about line run is it's kind of meditative. As you continue to train for weeks, months, eventually years, which is where I'm at now, the path becomes natural. And depending on the kind of run you're doing and the distance, it just gives you a good psychological anchor of where you're at, where you were last week, where you're going. And then you can very easily compare each day. Like, last week I did 6 miles. All right, it was a pretty clean 6 miles. At this point in the run, I was a little bit more steady. I had I think, better form. Definitely had better pace. Definitely wasn't as fatigued or winded. So each week's different. But I know I'm coming off a 3-hour drive, eating a whole bunch of snack food all week. How guess that was? You know, eating a whole bunch of Family Mart chicken and crap because we didn't have a kitchen. A whole bunch of desserts and treats. So I'm not fueled correctly. And I didn't get to run or stretch for 4 days. It just didn't fit with where we were located. Right? But I still wanted to come and lock in a long run. So instead of running 7 miles as planned, I woke up an hour and 10 minutes later, and I still have family commitments. Still got to feed my kids and dress them and get them off to school. But rather than putting myself in a situation of 0 miles or 7 miles, I was like, well, I bet we could push up to the 2.5 marker and cut it back. Run the 2.5 miles back, sneak that in, get done around 7, get back home quick, feed our kids, pack their lunches, get them dressed, drop them off, take a shower, and kick butt this week. Right? Like, that was the mindset. That was what we were working towards. So today we're home. Here we are. We're getting it done. It's tough. It's hard. But 5 miles is far better. 6'3", 300-pound man. I am quite pleased with the distance we're shredding up today. Every run's different, every day's different. The way we refuel with food or put garbage in the tank is different every day. Yeah, sometimes it's a Taco Bell cake run, not really fuel. But we still get the workout. As you get older, you just give yourself less Taco Bell kick runs. So maybe today I'll make some nice grilled chicken, some tzatziki sauce, a tortilla, maybe make like a sriracha honey slaw. Yeah, cut up some pineapple, something clean. So tomorrow's workout doesn't feel like crap. Oh, we're almost at 2.5. We are gassed, we are sore, but based on how I woke up, I'm actually quite surprised we made it this far. Oh, almost there, almost there. Yeah, keep pushing. Oh, keep pushing. Now, I'm gonna try to pick up my pace, turn it back. Just like, oh geez. Oh, perfect, 2.5. We'll spin it right here. Well, I want a wider path, so I'll spin it right here. And we're gonna try to pick up the pace through the turnaround just for a minute. So maybe out to the second gate. Slow down at the halfway mark. Whereas if I pick it up, breathe through it, and then here we're gonna drop in to that same pace and breathe. You ready? Here we go. Nice mellow bounce. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we just gotta own our present reality. This is what we're doing. This is where we're at. But the quickening the pace, I found to be a great psychological trick. First of all, it sucks. You don't want to do it. But for a very, very short burst, it gives you like a break from monotony. At least for me, it helps me feel like I'm telling every limb what it actually should be doing. Pulls you out of autopilot, gets your heart going, your breathing going. But then additionally, when you exit it back into your same pace and get control with that breathing, then you feel like you can lock it because you got breath work under control, you got your rhythm back, and it's slightly lower than that higher interval. So you feel it in the right ways. That's magic. So here we go. Let's just keep plunking along. It's beautiful out today. Yeah, your morning fishers. Technically today is a holiday in Japan, but our kids aren't off because they're on a US school system because of international schooling. So I do got to get back and get them going. But 6:10 in the morning, 2.5 miles down, 2.5 to go. It's a great day. This week we're really focusing on content creation. It's technically my last day, last week of parental leave. Right now we're just trying to keep up with OG-san. He's got calves of steel, man. Older folks in Japan, they know how to move, they know how to groove and take care of themselves. Way different than in the US. That's my goal. OG-san. Calves. Oh my god. It's just gristle now. In a good way. He's got a shoulder dip like me too. Welcome to Tokyo, everyone. That's a pretty tough pass. Even though he's like speed walk jogging, that was a pretty strong pace. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, friends. So this is the original 2-mile marker. Again, the value of line running. So that orange and yellow cone, orange and white cone. That'll put us at 2 miles left, which is honestly quite brilliant timing if I can keep it up. But also it means we ran past the 2-mile marker, made it to 2.5 miles, ran back, got us at 3 miles down. So when you set yourself up to run in a line like that, the milestones, I don't know, they carry more emphasis as opposed to you being on an arbitrary part of a loop that's increasing or decreasing in size each week. It's like, oh, I know exactly how far I am, how far I've gone, how far's left, and how far I've gone exceeds how far I have left to go. And that can carry with it just the smallest tinge of encouragement. It's never really enough to completely eliminate the suck, but it's something. It's something gets you there, you know? So we do got that going for us, which is majestic. Let's see. Let's keep plunking along. That's down here singing our song. Good headway all the time, every day. Come on now, come on. Keep plunking, keep running. We're sore, we're working. Keep our posture. Hey, can I sit in that back seat? Can you pedal me home, bud? Come on. Chotomate, just wait. I need a ride. Alright. Let's keep breathing. Keep pushing. It's getting tough, y'all. We're about, I don't know, maybe 3.3 miles in. And we most definitely want to be at 5 miles. We like definitely want to be done right now. But we're plunking along, making progress, getting stronger every day. That's all we can do. Let's get better every day. Here we go. Here we go. Little by little, getting better. There we go. Keep on moving. Little by little. There we go. Come on now. We can't lose breath work because we're gonna get impatient. Heart rate will get out of control and we'll stop. Breathe. We gotta breathe into it. We gotta own the journey. Our marker is that big blue crane way the heck out there. So we need a patience with this point in the run, which is hard because after, you know, traversing at this point, like probably at 3.5, 3.4, 3.37, giving ourselves way too much credit. 3.37 after traversing 3.37 miles. You'd think we'd be feeling a little bit more energized, a little bit more bouncy. Nope. Who would have guessed it? It still sucks. Just like when we started. But running is fun when it's done. Did that, got the t-shirt. It's literally the t-shirt that I'm wearing. You can buy it in our merch store. It's great. Let's go. Getting better every day. As we get tired, our feet start landing farther out in front of us, landing on our heels. We begin to lose core and back engagement, so we start to run flat-footed, and all that is like putting on the brakes. So we gotta tell ourselves it's more efficient and faster if we run right. Well, how is that was? You just gotta, oh, that's a cute one. Kawaii. Just gotta keep plunking along the best we can, singing our song little by little. Here we go. See, that guy's running. He's not complaining. He's probably dead on the inside, like me. Oh, here's the man. We're coming up on OG-san. He's our hero. He's out here almost every time we run, getting better, getting healthy. He's an absolute gem on these runs. He's a little round like me, but we're both up early, taking care of ourselves, doing the best we can to improve our circumstances. He's a good friend. We've never spoken more than half a sentence, but we've known each other for a year. Oh, how gozaimasu. Ii tenki desu ne. Told him good weather today. And good morning. Did we get 3.5? Nice, 3.66. Shut up and go. Push is worth it. Push is worth it. I gotta get better every day. Oh, come on. How gozaimasu. Every day, getting better, pushing harder, pushing farther. We showed up today. We woke up, put on our shoes, drank our pre-workout, got to our starting line, turned on the live and got after it. Our hip was a little wobbly. We felt under-fueled, yeah, a little fatigued. But we trottled along, singing our song, getting it done. Ran out past the 1 mile marker. We're still a little uneasy, a little unsure of ourselves. So we kept plunking along. We're unsure of timing and pace, how much we could fit with our kids waking up soon, needing to get ready for school. But the more we thought about it, we're like, we could probably push up. We're like, we could probably push to the 2.5 mile marker. You know, just kind of trusting our ability to go from A to B, trusting that we can get from B to C. You know, we could do the return path if we travel the first half. And even though we were struggling and fatigued, especially from 2 miles to 2.5, we got it done. And we picked up our pace for the turnaround so we wouldn't lose momentum. Then we dropped into a nice pace and sustained it from 2.5 to 3, and from 3 I think we just hit 4, 3.89, close to 4. So maybe we'll pick up the pace again right now. Let's just pick it up. So we'll pick up the pace, breathe through it. We'll run out to the 4 mile marker, then we'll drop pace and breathe. Beautiful. He's got great form. Landon. He's got mellow lean forward. Legs landed. Under. Yeah, 0.4 more to get to 4 miles. Hold pace, push, push, push. 9.7. 9.8. 3.99. And 4.0, run through the double bush. And then we're gonna drop pace. Push, push, push. Drop and breathe. Double breaths. Mellow it out. Lean forward. Hold abs. Get breathing. Losing control. Get breathing. Definitely gotta settle before the stairwell if we want to make it. Bring it down. Come on now. Come on now. Struggling hard. Still going. Still crushing it. Mellow. Mellow. We gotta tell ourselves it's a mile. It's gonna take 15 minutes of focus, not 2. 15 minutes of persistence. We're already an hour in. Just another 15 minutes, man. It's no big deal. We're gonna breathe up these steps. We're gonna get control and try to hold pace. I don't know. This is definitely pushing us towards wanting to walk up those stairs and the rest of the way back, but we got crap to do today. We're busy. Let's see if we can get it. Come on. It's your pep talk, Joe. That's all you're gonna get. Okay, make sure we drive with our butt. Yep. Yep. Breathe. 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 Nice. Nice. Breathe. Breathe. At the bottom, we'll drop pace. Come on, breathe. Go, go, go. Breathe. Mellow. Breathe. Brutal. We're at 4.1 miles. Maybe 4.2 if we're lucky. 4.2. Nice. We know the path. We've done it before. We just don't like it. Let's see if we can hold our form. Nice. Forward lean. Core tucked. Abs engaged. Shoulders rolled back. Strong. Consistent. Plunking along. Little by little. Making the most. Focus on it. Come on now. We're rounding it. Oh man. Oh man. Don't rush it. We want to, but we have a huge elevation shift coming up, so bird, bubble, bubble, bubble. Look at that head, just bobbing. Come on, come on, push. See, when nobody's here to chat with me, I just gotta talk to myself like a crazy person. But this 5 miles, it matters, all right? It could have been 0 today. It could have been 6, could have been 7 as planned. But acknowledging circumstances, arriving at home late last night, eating garbage food, being sore, waking up late. We still woke up, put our shoes on, and did something to improve our outcomes from a health and wellness perspective. We're doing good. 4.43, 5.7 left. With quite a few flights of stairs. Everything in us wants to stop. So we're training the I don't want to muscle. It's a very important part of the brain, and it can be trained. It just takes time, persistence, pressure, and proving to yourself every time that you can do something. It may not be perfect, it may be messy, but you can do something to improve your life little by little. All right, 4.51. We got half a mile left. Oh. Ohayou gozaimasu. Someday they're gonna reopen this ravine and we can finish out along the river. Come on. motion. Oh yeah. Here's the journey right here. Here comes the steps. To get 4.6 miles, we gotta go. Breathe. Power. Breathe. Come on. Awesome. Awesome, we found the edge. That's great. That's a good challenge workout. So close too. Y'all are like, you almost got it. Yeah, but there's a lot of factors. Oh, a lot of factors going into this run. This is also an uphill. It's I have a heart rate threshold. It's not an actual number, but it's a particular feeling. I don't want to overclimb on cardio. Still building endurance, but a long run, typically want to stay within a band. Unless you're like professionally racing, that's a whole different game, whole different set of training parameters. We're out here trying to run long distance, get some longevity, get out of nature, do better. Not here to get injured. So when my heart rate peaks out like that and I lose control of breathing, I also tend to lose control of core engagement and keeping my back taut and a nice forward lean, because it's hard to squeeze your core when you can't breathe, right? And I can entertain it for a little bit, but if I lose form for too long on stairs while getting impatient and pushing faster, heart rate climbing more and more, if I lose core engagement in that motion and I'm lifting my legs, like my knees towards my chest, to get up the stairs without my core and posture right, it actually puts a lot of pressure on my sacrum and on my L4, L5 of my spine, pushes on my spinal cord because I got two flattened discs. So for me, that was like a perfect threshold of, hey, really great workout. You pushed super hard to hit 4.6 miles, including this hill. Throttle it down, breathe, walk out the last bit of distance. It still counts as 5 miles because the workout just says 5 miles. Doesn't say exactly how we get it, but we can be proud of the pace we ran, the intensity we ran, how we showed up for ourselves. We can also be proud of the edge of failure on the workout. That's a good thing. And we can hit in a couple deadlifts really quick. We can be proud of our discretion to hold form over ego, right? Now there's some of you that are like, you could push up, you had one more rep. That's true. In a lot of situations we stop too short, right? That was probably the most uncomfortable the workout got. Probably could have drove up those extra 7 steps. Possibly could have hit that hill, drove up that, drove over that, finish it out. Absolutely exasperated. That is a workout we could have had for sure, but I care about how many workouts can we do over the next 10 years, not the next 10 days. How do we find lifelong strength, mobility, endurance, so I can keep running, playing with my kids. Like, cool story, we went to this onsen water park. I shared this at the beginning of the live. You know, there's like a coffee bath you can soak in. it's like a spa, but it's kid friendly, super kid friendly, and really fun. Whew. Feeling core, buddy. Feeling it. Lit it up today. But one of the cool things was, you know how sometimes at water parks we'll have like the little playground that the kids can climb. Whew. Climb. Well, they had one of those kid climbing playgrounds. It was like a splash park, like they fill up a big bucket of water at the top and it rains down on all the people, that kind of thing. Well, all around it is maybe 1.5 feet deep, maybe 2 feet deep, 1.5 feet, somewhere between those. And somehow we ended up playing DadBod. There with DadBod, who's besides back. I would crawl around on my stomach around this little kid pool. But because I have a large abdomen, you know, his dad still got a gut, he would drag. Actually got like belly burns. You know, like if you skid your knee on the ground kind of thing. And I was playing DadBod, so I got into like a low plank position, like chaturanga, like elbows at 90, shoulders back engaged. And I was doing like little push-up hops, like both arms like hop, 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 holding 90. And another kid piled on my back, and another kid piled on my back, and one would get off, or they'd wrestle, and they'd sink me, and I'd take a couple recovery breaths, and then I'd do it again. And like for them, it was the best thing ever for like an hour. For me, it was a really wonderful way to connect with my children and even like the children of friends. But what it also reminded me of is like as that kid had shoulders and him squatting underwater and throwing me across the pool. And I always wanted like one more throw, one more throw, one more throw, because it was just a relentlessly fun game. It was a beautiful connection with my dad. And like as I got older and as he got older, one more throw started to be one throw less. And it's like no fault of him. He worked really hard. He had heavy, hard hours. He wasn't able to really make like a rhythm of fitness his life, although he walks around the plant a lot. Like he still had an active blue to white collar job, working a factory. But like over time, like his body started to ache and hurt. He couldn't lift me up, couldn't throw me. You know, as I got into middle school and junior high and all that kind of stuff. But what was interesting for me, this was the first time, I'm gonna flip the camera because someone's walking up with their dogs. This is like the first time that I had that engagement with my kids. They'd be like, one more, one more, one more. We had a whole bunch of friends around, which was super cool. 1 second. Oh, how is I'm we had a whole bunch of friends around, like with their kids too, climbing on me. And I just got this like persistence of like, if they're gonna ask for one more, I want to do one more lap, and one more lap, and I'll crash for a minute and recover and stretch my shoulders and do one more and one more. You know, people being like, hey, he needs a break, he needs a break. I was like, no, I'm okay. And I was like, your kids can keep piling on, like, because I want to be a one more dad. And it's not, again, it's no fault of my father. I think it's just something where I was like, I want to have longevity and strength to be a jungle gym for my kids as they're growing up, because I only have those years with them for so long before they're going to run off and be their own one more moms and dads. But I want to get fit and strong on behalf of them. So that's kind of the journey. That's where we're at. That's what DadBod's all about. Nice breeze. How can I lost? So I think today was quite a success.